A good place to start. This is an interview I did with Eddie Hearn months back, but we're going to talk about its relevancy in a minute.
Will your fighters be, okay, will Matchroom USA, the Zone fighters be exclusive to the Zone? For example, can they fight on HBO?
Depends in what situations. For example, we're not looking to obstruct fighters in that respect. A lot of the time politics gets in the way of fights. So I'll give you an example. If Maurice Hooker fights Saucedo, which is his next fight.
Top break on ESPN Plus and then the Zone?
No, but if that goes to first bids and we lose the first bids, Hooker's fighting on ESPN. No problem. We're not looking to be obstructive in that respect. So the plan is to build these fights. The plan is to win the first bid for Hooker Saucedo. That's a good fight for our California card.
They did not win the purse bid for Hooker Saucedo. It ended up on ESPN. Maurice Hooker defended his WBO title, and now a bigger name, headed to the Zone.
Yeah. But we know there'll be times Demetrius Andrade against Billy Joe Saunders for the WBO world title. I want to win that purse bid. If I look,
they did win the purse bid. Billy Joe Saunders failed the drug test.
Lose the first bid, he has to go to the UK. No problem. I don't say to him, I know you can't do that, son. That's not. That's not what we're about.
That's what a lot of people were thinking.
No, but that's the problem. That's the problem with boxing, and that's when you deal with bitter people in boxing.
Yeah.
Come back to me in 10 years, I'll be one of those people.
But basically, I was trying my best because I know how he can get. Like when he try to jive talk you and shit, especially if you don't have a high boxing political IQ, he'll start, motherfucking jive talking you. But here's the thing. It's not just a surprise to me. It's not just me talking about it when I did my Whyte versus Chisora video. A lot of people are like, wait a minute, I thought that all Eddie Hearn fights were going to be, or Matchroom fights, whether Sky, pay-per-view, box office or not, were going to be exclusive to the Zone. They are not. Now, the Matchroom regular Sky fights are, if the Zone wins the bids for the Sky Sports box office fights, then they broadcast them. But for example, basically, it just like it is not a good look for Hearn, in Matchroom, especially for the naysayers, because they're saying, oh, they're going broke. Even me in my video, I was thinking like, damn, how much did Showtime bid for this, and why didn't the Zone overbid to keep this fight? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you see, but wouldn't it have been more, okay, for example, if you were the Zone, just think about, the political landscape, and how people are bashing the Zone for whatever reasons. Don't you think that if you had a meeting, right, you would think, damn, if we don't pick up that Whyte Chisora 2 card, people are going to start talking shit on social media. You know how they are. So that's what I'm saying. People are already like, oh, something's shady over there. Some shit's wrong. Now, I know better, but I'm thinking, like, I wonder if, like, they shot they load, if they like, nah, we didn't put out all this money for this shit. Also, there's rumors, we'll never know. No, not officially. There's rumors that Canelo versus Fielding did not do well in viewership. But yet, which I'm going to upload to the website, I spent a lot of time last night on my website uploading stories and everything. I got a press release from Golden Boy and the Zone about how the Zone app was the #1 downloaded app on Android and Apple, correct? Because I remember doing like little tests. I have a whole bunch of smart TVs in my house, and I have a whole bunch of different electronics. As soon as I would turn on the Fire TV, it would be right there, Rocky Fielding. And I was like, all right. And then later on in the day, as I was cooking dinner, it went from being just a banner to like a motion banner, like we were showing, like, like the promo. Then on Roku, as soon as you turn the TV on, right there. I didn't check my Samsung, though. Last time I looked, Samsung didn't have the Zone app, or did they? I forgot. You knew something was up. You didn't see no cover. Yeah, and then you got to think, Eddie Hearn had to know this last week, right? When he was in New York. He knew this already. But he didn't want people asking him questions and shit about it, Because everyone knew how it would turn out. Exactly. That is also a big factor too, Reese. You know what? In fact, you've earned your wrench back. Did you ever have a wrench? I don't know if you had a wrench before. I'll wait. I'll give it a couple of days. I'm going to talk to HR about you. But, you know, so he had the, you know this. Put it this way. I'm going to tell you right now. I love the Zone. Look, when you look at what they did for the World Boxing Super Series, I covered every World Boxing Super Series fight this season for all three divisions, every one, and even some undercard fights mixed in. I was working my ass off. I did preview videos, definitely weigh-in videos, press like, but I wouldn't have been able to do that without the Zone, making it easy to be able to watch these fights. If you're a Bellator fan, for example, it's kind of I don't like, okay, in my cable service, I have Xfinity. We have a channel called the Paramount Network, which used to be Spike TV and TNN and a whole bunch of other channels too, rolled into one. So they show Bellator on there, and I noticed they show the same Bellator fights as they do on the Zone. But I haven't really looked into it to see if they showed the full cards or not. But overall, what the Zone is trying to do is really, like, I understand what they're trying to do. But I think they talk too much, especially Eddie Hearn, in regards to what fighters he was going after to try to get. As you can see now, he can't get not one Heyman fighter. They're all sealed up with fights and shit. Got Danny Jacobs, yeah. So what you see with the Whyte versus Chisora 2 card is that card is not a good undercard. Why? It's because that Matchroom Sport is spread thin. They have a large stable, but now they're seeing like how big their stable really is, because he's got he's got so many dates to fill here in the States, and he's got to still fulfill those states over in the UK. That's why now there's news trickling out that AJ could possibly fight over here in the States. And maybe that's something going on behind the scenes where the Zone is like, yo, listen, we got to get this shit off the ground over here in the States. You know? Because now I've been reading somewhere, especially on Twitter, that he's thinking about using, or the rumors are that Wembley, April the 13th, may not be used by Joshua, which raises some red flags, but can be used by Khan versus Brook. That raises some red flags. All right, man, Ali, you got your shout out. Ali from St. Albans. I don't even know what that is, man. Get out of here. You made me forget what I was talking about. But you know, it's some funny shit going on there. And you know, of course, Showtime Steven Espinoza probably behind the scenes like, you know, licking his chops. We are going to do a review of the Zone, ESPN Plus, and Showtime Anytime, which people don't even know they have. If you have Showtime, then you have Showtime Anytime. I was surprised to hear that people really don't know that they have Showtime Anytime. It's crazy. You have a bigger fight library on Showtime Anytime than I've known, because I did an experiment once and I was kind of pissed. On my on demand, I noticed there were certain fights that wasn't on demand, but that was on Showtime Anytime. I think I learned this when I got at the hospital. I was trying to watch Garcia versus Rios or some shit like that. It was Garcia versus Rios I was trying to watch. I was trying to watch it on my TV, and I was like, damn, motherfucker, it ain't on there. Then when I looked on Showtime Anytime, you know, I was able to. But, so if you don't know, might as well just, you know, put the information down in the description box. Whyte versus Chisora 2 is on Showtime, not the Zone. We should have known, though, because during the end of Canelo fielding, they did a little promo saying, you know, thank you for 2019 or goodbye, you know, 2019. And I was like, wait, you got motherfucking Whyte Chisora. But see, here's the thing. A lot of fans assumed that they would be aggressive and make sure they have all, you know, Eddie Hearn's fight over on the Zone. So therefore, there are people that have signed up for the Zone thinking they were going to get Whyte versus Chisora just to find out during fight week that you got to have Showtime. But why did Showtime pick it up? That's true. You know, see, usually when Showtime picks up a fight that they're investing, there's a trend with Showtime. If they usually pick up a Showtime International fight, that's to invest in a future fight for somebody. So, but who? I don't think it's going to be Dillian Whyte if he wins against Wilder or Chisora. I think they may be setting up something for probably Dominic Breazeale or somebody, even though he's fighting PBC on Fox this weekend. Maybe Dillian Whyte, Luis Ortiz, they're setting up, or Chisora. They're setting up something. You know, and or maybe they just had some extra money in the budget, which we've learned that they do. Because you got to think that the Zone did bid for this fight. They had to. But Showtime bid more. And how much more did they bid to where the Zone was like, shit, we'll take this political media blow for people to be asking questions, you know? Lampley's not going. Lampley, he was saying it's the end of his broadcast career, but HBO's still going to be doing pay-per-views, they said. But we don't know what pay-per-views. Put it this way, they said if a fight comes along and people and a promoter wants to use the HBO platform, like with, you know, Kellerman, Lampley, you know, Roy Jones, like even if it's like 2-3 years from now, they said they'll be open to it.